This episode of Everly Heights Tales is brought to you by Envato Elements. If you're creative like me, you don't necessarily have the time or the talent to create everything you need. With Envato Elements, you can download unlimited creative assets all in one place. Where do you think I got a lot of the sound effects in this episode? Sign up for a low-cost annual plan today at everlyheights.tv/Envato. That's ENVATO.
Saw a broken clock on the sidewalk. The hands were moving backward. A theater kid's flashlight cast a shadow at my feet. An old actor told me once that time is on your side. But every time I try to run, this town pulls me back inside. This town has a gravity that rips you at your seams. It's a half-remembered longing for a place you've never been. You could always leave tonight, but the road just bends right back, 'cause every precious thing you cherished hasn't changed since you left.
The lights dim and our play begins. Enjoy the museum of what was an Everly Heights musical. And stick around after the show for a little something extra.
Has a gravity that pulls you by your jeans. It's a half-remembered feeling of some place you've always been. You can try to drive away, but the roads turn you around, 'cause every exit starts a ticking clock till the magnet pulls you back.
You see that sign over there? Everly Heights, home of the arts. Why, I remember the day that old sign became a rusted, faded memory in my rear view. Home of the arts. What a joke. Like there's anything left to the arts these days. Used to be. Selling tchotchkes to small businesses all across the Northeast. Now, with Art Bubble and Cafe Press and the like sucking the life out of my small business as a door-to-door promotional item salesman, it's a punchline to a very unfunny joke. My career is pretty much gone. Sales? Non-existent. My personal touch and all those relationships I've fostered over cheap beers and pancakes, obsolete. I'm not sure why I decided to detour through my old hometown on my way from Detroit to Pittsburgh. Maybe it's the looming specter of my dwindling commissions, or this nagging thought. Maybe I could go home again.
Recall simple times. Your old friends all live their same old lives without you by their side. Could they bring you back home again? But here you are at home in the great Buckeye State. You can sell your wares, you can make it great, you can kid yourself. But what will that bring? Put your ambition on a shelf, even though it will sting. It will sting. It will sting and sting and sting. This is your old room. All your things packed underneath the stairs. Sit in your comfy chair. Make yourself at home again. But then what and why was I a fool to imagine a life back at home? Why can always go home again.
But Everly Heights itself, this old town is kind of like me. Dusted, busted, and sagging under the pressure of former glory. Even the storefronts here look tired, don't they? So many boarded up. Oh, look. It's Henderson's Hardware, where old man Henderson would give you a free nail with every purchase. Oh, and there's the old arcade, the Pixel Palace. God, I loved wasting quarters in that place. All the old sights have me distracted. Yeah, I mean, I'm so lost in thought, I almost don't hear the sound of the guitar coming from the alley next to the convenience market. See that little wispy guy playing the guitar over there? That's my old friend Ryon, a walking ghost of punk rock past. You'll notice he has the ragged clothes, the greasy tangle of shiny hair on his head. It's weird, he used to be so lively, but his eyes are distant. But I still see the little flicker of defiant angst I came to know Ryon for back in the day. Oh, we went to school together, back in the 90s. Hey, man.
Donnie House, you little bitch. How the hell are you?
Oh, good. You need a smoke?
How much?
Oh, free, friend. Enjoy. I pointed across the street to the old boarded-up record store. So, the Beat Pad, huh? What happened to that place?
Napster?
Man, we used to spend so much time there back in the day. Buying CDs, mostly.
Or shoplifting them?
Yeah. You remember when you got busted?
Yeah. Man, by the time I got out of Hillcrest, the whole place went downhill. Man, this town eats its own, man. Like, it used to mean something. Right? Like, it was real music. Real art. Now it's just this.
Yeah. Man, I miss your band, Ryon. The Gutters were...
Fucking pricks. They went to, like, San Bernardino or something. Probably playing cover songs in dive bars. Well, looks like you escaped this shithole at least.
Well, I tried to, but it's looking like the Everly Heights magnet might be pulling me back again. I'm thinking about whether it's worth it to come back. You know, start over or not.
Start over in Everly Heights. Man, what the hell are you smoking up there in the city? This town is only good for one thing these days. Forgetting. Forgetting what you did. Forgetting who you were. Forgetting what you could have been. I mean, so 3 things. Hey, that's like a song. I like that.
Only good for forgetting. This town is only good for forgetting what you did, who you were, what you could have been. Only good for forgetting, for forgetting. Static sky bleeds rust into my veins. The sunny days make you want for rain. Every face a whispered memory of someone I knew. Every street a story, every corner's been used. You think you can you can't grow roses when the ground is spoiled. Only good for forgetting. This town is only good for forgetting what you did, who you were, what you could have been. Only good for forgetting. Strangers watch you from the roof. You'd think they'd forget the truth. We bury regrets in unmarked graves to protect ourselves so we can stay. You're burning incense in a slaughterhouse, praying to gods that looked away. The Ohio skies swallow the silence till there's nothing we can say. Only good for forgetting. This town is only good for forgetting what you did, who you were, what you could have been. Only good for forgetting. Tonight, the fight, your little red bike. Forget it. The kiss, the lie, your grandmother who died. Forget it. Your name, your faith, the pimple on your face. Only good for forgetting. Only good for forgetting what you did, who you were, what you could have been. Only good for forgetting. Only good for forgetting. Only good for forgetting what you did, who you were, what you could have been. Only good for forgetting.
Nice song, Ryan. Well, I gotta be going.
Yeah. Well, hold on, man. We're making magic here.
Well, after that joyful exchange, I needed a damn cup of coffee. Luckily, the coffee shop, spelled with a K for the record, was just down the block. Ah, the smell of roasted beans and raw sugar. Students hunched over laptops. Old biddies chatting, just like old times.
Donnie House? Is that really you?
Fara? Aw, jeez. A huskier voice, tinged with cigarettes, late nights, but that self-assured, without much backing it up cadence? Unmistakable. Her hair, pitch black, still choppy. The lines etched around her eyes told tales, and tense tales of potential passion and forgotten mistakes. Just like I remembered them.
The last time I saw you, I totally broke your heart. But baby, wasn't I thrilling right from the start? Those clandestine meetings, geometry at 8. time I saw you, I totally broke your heart. But heartbreak's an art, like Janice always said. You opened your heart, I got in your head. The last time I saw you, I totally broke your heart. Remember our tiffs, those were so fun. I'd light up the K car, you'd get out and run. The way you ducked when I pulled out the nail file, oh Donnie, admit it, we both laughed for a while. The last time I saw you, I totally broke your heart. But heartbreak's an art, like Lennis always said. You opened your heart, I got in your head. The last time I saw you, I totally broke your heart. The other guys, oh, they were just a fling. Each one was good practice for the next little thing. But Donnie, don't frown, don't take it so hard. I taught you survival and you have a cool scar. The last time I saw you, I totally broke your heart. But wasn't it grand? Wasn't it smart? Every scar on your soul is a beautiful mark. The last time I saw you, I totally broke your heart. Remember my dad, remember my mom. They both believed only you did things wrong. But Donnie, chill out, they don't really care. And you learn to let go, so it's totally fair. The last time I saw you, I totally broke your heart. But wasn't it grand? Wasn't it smart? Every scar on your soul is a beautiful mark. The last time I saw you, I totally broke your heart.
Fara?
Long time no see, stranger. What brings you back to the land of the living dead? Last I heard, you were off selling junk door to door.
Fara? Wow. You look, good. Yeah, I'm still selling junk, even if business ain't what it used to be.
Redbubble.
Yeah, among others. But yeah, I'm just passing through. Had a couple appointments up in Hocking Hills, and I thought I'd, see how the old stomping grounds are holding up. Are you still the karaoke queen?
Oh, you know me, Donnie. Can't keep a theater kid off the stage, even if that stage is karaoke at Leroy's Pub on Thursday nights. Gotta keep the vocal cords limber, just in case Broadway calls. So, just, passing through, huh?
Yeah, that's the story anyway. I am considering options is all. Seeing if there's any life left in this old town,
Yeah, well, that's Everly Heights for you. It always pulls you back, one way or another. Look, moving back here isn't some sort of easy button. You gotta fight for what's yours these days, or people are gonna walk all over you.
Well, you'd know all about walking all over somebody. I think it would be nice if maybe, like, your local reputation was a bit more representative of, the way it used to be anyway. The way you used to treat me, I guess it really bothers me.
Donnie, what are you talking about?
You know what happened with, the...
So, Donnie, get a load of this. Last week, there was someone in here, and I can't be sure, but I'm pretty sure he was a producer. And he was very interested in me. He was asking me all sorts of questions. And if I had to guess, I'd say maybe something was in the works for me. Maybe something in New York City. Hmm?
Oh, well, that's great, Fara. What kind of thing does he want to produce with you?
Oh, well, he wasn't specific, but, probably something to do with Broadway, probably, even if it's not singing, still, want me to come up there and maybe do, maybe some Keats or, who did Cat on a Hot Tin Roof? Tennessee Williams, yes, probably that.
Oh, well, yeah, that sounds nice, Fara. I mean, I know you always like singing. Do they still let you sing down at, the Cornerstone?
Of course they do. Are you kidding me? If I'm not there, they call me. They call me to come in because they know that the audience wants to be there for me. I mean, who wouldn't?
Have a good day, Fara. Give my best to your father for me. He wasn't so bad, Mr. White, her pops. Even so, every moment, every encounter in this town starts with a faded memory and ends in disappointment. I give Fara an awkward wave as I scoop up my coffee and head out the door. Fara, ever the performer, makes a damn fool of herself blowing me kisses. Wistful smile, old jokes, shared secrets. Things like this don't happen in other places. Not to me, anyway. People don't know you in other places. They don't care who the heck you were in the past, only who you are in the moment. Oh, look, the sign. Welcome to Gaston's Diner. 30 years. Same food, same recipes, same cook. We never change a thing. Well, old Gaston is proud of that fact. As committed to staying in the past as I've been to running away from it. Part of me bristles at the stubborn refusal to adapt, but a quieter part of me finds it admirable. Just like I remember it. Chipped counter, peel-in vinyl booths, mostly empty, save for the old man wiping down the counter with a dirty cloth. That's Gaston himself. The owner. He's a real hard case. Hey, friend, give me the usual. Chip-chopped ham sandwich, coleslaw on the side.
Long time no see, Donnie. Don't worry none. We're still making chip-chop ham sammy just the way your daddy liked them. Not much changes in here, huh?
I've always liked that about you, Gaston. Ordinary folks like something they can depend on, Something they can hold on to, like this sandwich. Something, something that reminds them of a good meal or a friendly face. And that's where I come in. Don House, Great House Marketing Solutions.
I think I'll still call you Donnie if you don't mind.
Fair enough. Think about it, Gaston. With your menu, at these prices, people aren't coming here to save a buck, The people who come here love the consistency.
We never change a thing. Mm-hmm.
I know. And I'm not asking you to change much. But what if your customers could take a piece of that consistency home with them? A little keychain for their car keys. A pen for their office with Gaston's Diner. 30 years of the same old thing printed right on it. Keeps your name out there. Keeps people thinking about their next chip-chopped ham sammy, I'll tell you that much. Well, what about, practicality when they're interacting with food? Like I could get you one of these little rubber sheets that has your logo on it that they can use to open jars at home.
I don't need rubber jar openers to remind people that I'm here. All right? I've been here long enough.
Well, with the economy being what it is, we have these little coin purses. I know people are using coins more than ever in Everly Heights.
So, you're saying I gotta spend good money on a shitty little piece of junk? When folks around here already know where the hell they can find me? 30 years, Donnie. You think I got the 30 years by handing out little trinkets?
So you brung me some baubles, trinkets made cheap, promising profits I'll never keep. 30 years strong, this counter still stands, built on grease, chip plates, and Gaston's two hands. We never change a thing. Not the ham, not the slaw, not the joy that it brings. While fashions will falter, traditions still sing. We never, not ever, we never change a thing. Those big city folk all spin too fast, chasing the future, forgetting the past. But here at Gaston's, the clientele favors a side of fries cooked in pork fat flavor. We never change a thing. Not the Sammys, the stools, not how we sauce the wings. While fashions will falter, traditions still sing. We never, not ever, we never change a thing. Let the sauce sour, let the counters crack. Every stain's a tale etched into a fact. Why chase tomorrow, which ain't gonna last, when you can build today's glory on a love for the past? You big city folk all run your yaps. You think Gaston is like my old pap? I ain't your pap, son. He was a good man. I ain't him, sonny. Now how about some ham? We never change a thing. Not the towels, not the coke, not the onion rings. While fashions will falter, traditions still sing. We never, not ever, we never change a thing.
Tell me, Donnie, you really think a little keychain's gonna bring people back to Everly Heights? This town's already dead, bruh. I'm just lucky this place has enough inertia to keep going despite itself, you know?
Right. Well, I mean, I appreciate the insight, Gaston. And the sandwich. Here, keep the change.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
I probably could have pressed harder, but with a guy like Gaston, you're best to mind your manners. I came back here looking for something safe and familiar. But Everly Heights isn't safe or familiar. All that's left for me here is a rundown museum of what was. And if I was to come back, my life would become a daily cycle of dodging all the problems that sent me packing in the first place. This place isn't going to save me. It ain't even a particularly fun place to visit, turns out. Oh well. I wonder if Redbubble's hiring.
Guitar in the alley, a whisper in the grave, rust on the strings that I bled on today. The streetlights are bleeding, my ciggy burns slow. This broken town might be the last thing to go. We wander like fools with a heavy debt, chasing something that we'll never get. The past won't save you, it's just a Polaroid, a brittle memory of a lost little boy. You wander with ghosts that can't make a sound, stuck in the husk of a dying steel town. Were we fools to imagine a life far away? Why would we leave when it's easier to stay? Some people still sing like they're bound for the lights, singing a tired old song at the bar Thursday nights. Everyone thinks they belong in the city until they arrive and realize it's so shitty. You can't ever undo your ties to this town. The road that you leave on also brings you back down. The past won't save you, it's just a Polaroid, a brittle memory of a lost little boy. You wander with ghosts that can't make a sound, stuck in the husk of a dying steel town. Were we fools to imagine a life far away? Why would we leave when it's easier to stay? I thought about leaving, thought about staying, just gave up trying without ever slaying. The song that I sing sounds all out of tune, a broken old junkie beneath a rusted moon. Why would we leave when it's easier to stay? The road that you leave on won't let you get away. Guitar in the alley, a whisper in the grave, rust on the strings that gave up on today. The street lights bleeding, my ciggy burns slow. This broken town might be the last thing to go. We wander like fools with a heavy debt, chasing something that we'll never get. The past won't save you, it's just a Polaroid, a brittle memory of a lost little boy. You wander with ghosts that can't make a sound, stuck in the husk of a dying steel town. Were we fools to imagine a life far away? Why would we leave when it's easier to stay? Sing
Now, the curtain hasn't quite fallen yet. We'll pause to fill you in on another fantastic Everly Heights tale, and then I'll be back to step out from the wings and talk about the story you just heard. See you in a minute. So, do you want to be part of Everly Heights for real? Head over to everlyheights.tv and grab a membership on the Everly Heights Arts Board. You'll get cool perks like your name on the Artsboard Hall of Fame, custom membership cards, even letters and stickers from Mr. Matheson himself, all while helping me keep Everly Heights alive and growing. Become a patron, support the arts, and snag your spot in the story of Everly Heights at everlyheights.tv. Just look for the banner that says Join the Arts Board. Well, I hope you enjoyed the Museum of What Was, or as I've been calling it in my head, Everly Heights the Musical. Now, this episode is based on a period of my life of about a year where I had to move back to Wheeling after I moved here to Los Angeles and honestly fell flat on my face. The main character, a failing salesman, is based on my grandfather, Don Holmes, aka Pap or Pap Pap. Now, Pap sold keychains, pens, and the like as a traveling salesman in the 90s and early 2000s. In fact, in a lot of my career, I've had to deal with salesmen just like my Pap, since my day job has always involved marketing and graphic design to some degree. There's a lot of crossover with merchandising, marketing, and graphic design, let me tell you. And while the story of this musical is based on my story of going back to Wheeling and realizing I definitely shouldn't be there, I did my best impression of my Pap while I portrayed Don House to honor him. I miss you, Pap.
When you're wishing well, I'm strong, and all else seems to fail in your life. I'll be watching you while you sleep to show surprises left in me. And I know it's vacant where we're laying, but don't you go away escaping all that telling you just too so weary.
Speaking of sad shit, Ryon, the guitar playing character from this episode, is based on a friend I had growing up named Ryan Horde, who was an excellent musician and who we also lost way too soon. Ryan was maybe the most talented guitar player who ever slept on my couch. Ryan also taught me how to play guitar. A lot of people don't know this. I used to be in a band back in the day, Classic Tragic Hero, and that would have never happened if it wasn't for Ryan. I'll be talking a little bit about Classic Tragic Hero more in a moment, but I love Ryan. I love what he did for me artistically as a friend. And I think one of my biggest regrets in life is that I kind of lost contact with him for a few years before he passed away. I don't know if I could have helped him, but, at least I could have been a friendly voice, Yeah, and he was affected by the opioid epidemic that is all over the Ohio Valley and has been for several years now. I think they've got it a little better, but I've lost a lot of friends, honestly, from high school, college, and just tooling around Wheeling to the opioid epidemic. It's a town that lost its hope for a while. I think it's getting it back, but it left a lot of hopeless people desperate for something. And, I don't know who brought the drugs into the area. There wasn't really a lot of opioids or heroin or anything in the area when I was a kid, but they brought it in and they took advantage of people, and that's a shame. On to happier stuff. Gaston, the shady restaurant owner, is based on a particular restaurant owner with a lot of shady dealings that I washed dishes for a million years ago. I'm not going to mention his name or the name of the restaurant or anything like that because he still might be around and he always scared me a little bit. But if you're from Wheeling you probably know within 2 or 3 guys who I'm talking about. There's a lot of shadiness in Wheeling. Last but not least, the character Fara is based on my first girlfriend/relationship, which you can probably imagine from the contents of that scene didn't go great. Now, a lot of the details mentioned in the song are based on things she did during the year or so we were together. Frankly, the whole thing really kind of screwed me up on relationships for a few years. Luckily, I've shaken the pain off. Sadly, the scars remain. But I think it made for a kick-ass song. Now, as far as the music, in the past, whenever I've had a project that required some music, I would always go to my friend Steve and Carol from Wheeling, because we used to have a band together called Classic Tragic Hero.
I ain't happy, I'm feeling glad I got sunshine in a bag. I'm useless, but not for long. My future is coming on. I ain't happy, I'm feeling glad I got sunshine all up in a bag. I'm useless, but not for long. My future is coming on. Now stop, collaborate and listen. Ice is back with my brand new invention. Something grab a hold of me tightly, hit me like a harpoon, alien nightly.
We had some mild success in the early days of YouTube with a couple of music videos and a couple of other things where podcasts used our songs for their theme songs, things like that. But otherwise, you've probably never heard of it. But it holds a very special place in my heart. And sadly, much like a lot of the other people I've talked about in this episode, Steve passed away a few years ago. Now, if you go to my YouTube channel at Bill Meeks LA, I have an episode of Where I'm From completely dedicated to Steve, where I talk about Classic Tragic Hero and, our creative collaborations over the years.
Girl, you are a pretty one.
And, I miss him like hell. He was actually on board to help with this project, but, then sadly he passed away. And in some ways, I think, that probably gave me pause on the project a little bit too, because I'm like, if I'm not doing it with Steve, why am I doing it a little bit? Steve was a great musician. He was a church pianist when I knew him in high school. But very quickly, he got into the world of synthesizers and MIDI keyboards and samples and all this other stuff, to where he basically had a whole orchestra in his parents' basement.
From CDs to iPods, internet downloads, or playing the hymns at church, music and electricity have been partners for over 120 years. Stephen Carroll of Wheeling plays to the congregation of the New Life United Methodist Church every Sunday on a virtual pipe organ he built.
This idea started a couple years ago with just one keyboard at my house and sampler software where you can play pipe organ sounds with a keyboard at your house. So I got to thinking, why couldn't you design something that would be like a pipe organ to use in the church? We've called it virtual pipe organ because it's not really a pipe organ, it's virtual. I want to say this was a Hammond organ. We gutted everything inside and out, and that took about a week to get all the circuit boards and everything out of it, and designed the casing to hold two.
So I say all that to say, I miss Steve as a creative collaborator. I almost would not want to do any music without him. So I decided to use modern technology to do the best I could to simulate Steve still being with us. What I did was I took all of our Classic Tragic Heroes tracks, probably about an hour and a half, hour, 45 minutes worth of music, and I fine-tuned AI music model on it. So while the voice doesn't always sound like me, a lot of times it does. While the music doesn't always sound like Steve, a lot of times it does. And that model allows me to sit down and write a song on the guitar, sing it with my shitty voice, and then I can take that, pass it through this Classic Tragic Hero model I have, and produce a song that sounds like something me and Steve probably would have produced back in the day. Now, I know a lot of people have issues with AI, especially in the creative arts. I see this as a valid and moral use case for it because I would go to Steve. I was going to go to Steve for stuff like this. And Steve's not there anymore. And all I have left is a couple hours of work that we did together. You know, I mean, well, we did a lot more than a couple hours of work on it, but the couple of hours resulting work. And if I can use AI to bring a spark of classic tragic hero to my current creative output, if nothing else to keep Steve's memory alive in my head, then I think it's a totally justifiable use. You might disagree. I'd love to hear your comments. Shoot me an email, billmeeks@everlyheights.tv. But bottom line, I'm writing the songs, I'm playing the songs. The AI is really working more like an advanced auto-tune combined with a synthesizer maybe, or a beat machine. You know, I sit down, I play the song on the guitar, I've put together the chord arrangement, the melody, and then the AI takes it across the finish line and does what Steve used to do for me. Yeah, I will say a couple of the songs in this episode are actually rewrites of some of our classic tragic hero songs. Like, for example, the opening song from Dawn House, Home Again. That was one of the last classic tragic hero branded songs we worked on together. I have a link to a YouTube video I'll throw into the show notes for you. You can go watch me play it live in an attic about 12 years ago.
You've been out so long on your own. You've heard my siren call. Don't follow it, you'll fall. It won't take you back home again. Recall simple times. All your friends still lead their same old lives without you by their side. Could they take you back home again? You belong back home. Your new life can't wait. You could tell your tale. You could make things great. You could kid yourself.
Now it's time to point out some Everly Heights connections. Now, Gaston and Ryon from this episode are both major players in Curtain Call. But Ryon shows up for the first time in the Everly Heights story Kids Like Us, about a group of 90s teens connecting over small town punk rock as the older kids decide if they want to leave town after high school or stick around and become a townie. That being said, I do have Kids Like Us tagged as a story I'm going to be adapting in the next round of Everly Heights Tales. So if you want to, you can just wait. Now, as we wrap up here, I have a question for you. Have you ever gone back to your hometown? What was different? And what was depressingly the same? Shoot me an email or an audio voicemail at billmeeks@everlyheights.tv, and we'll share them in a future episode. And I've been Bill Meeks. You can check out everything we do related to Everly Heights at everlyheights.tv. You can check out everything I do, including my social media handles and all that. It's usually at Bill Meeks, at billmeeks.com. And again, if you want to send any feedback, billmeeks@everlyheights.tv. Well, I want to thank you so much for joining us. Come back next week for another episode. And remember, you can leave Everly Heights, but the magnet has a way of pulling you back. Good night.